I'm on the go in San Jose. Pretty famous image of San Jose. And I'm at the corner of Story Road and King Road. Now this is a very well-known intersection in some circles. Not for what goes on here now. It's pretty tame right now. But for what goes on here after dark. Because after dark, the corner of Story and King is the self-proclaimed and undisputed lowrider capital of the world. Lowriding is what used to be called cruising, a social custom and an extension of a person's personal identity through his or her automobile. Lowriders sometimes cruise, and sometimes they would rather sit in a parking lot. In San Jose right now, they are not allowed to sit still. Rachel Flores and Mary Gonzalez are members of what is probably the only women's lowrider car club in San Jose, the Sophisticated Ladies. One of the club rules is that members' cars must be clean before they can cruise with the club nameplate showing. Rachel is also an activist in the lowrider community, secretary to the now-defunct Lowrider Concilio, a coalition of car clubs which, until its demise, attempted to mediate solutions to the problems between lowriders and police. In San Jose, that friction has escalated to the point that lowriders now have no place they can legally stop and congregate, no place they can park and talk. They must keep their machines moving. The problem is that constant cruising offers no opportunity to socialize and leaves lowriders open to police action, since their strangely modified cars cruise so close to the edge of the law.
Basically what went on in King's Story is everybody stood around and drank beer. That was fine until they all got drunk, and then they got into big fights, and we'd have lots of arguments that would escalate to violent type fights. We had 2 people that were shot on one night. We had 1 person that was stabbed on another night. The officers would go in to break up these confrontations, and they'd be greeted by bottles and things that were thrown at them.
So the end result is the lowriders have to keep moving now.
That's correct.
When you get a close look at these cars, it is apparent why the owners would like to be able to stop and show each other what they've got. It's a world strangely torn between beauty and action. One person has a car devoted to flash, in the paint job, in the Sultan plush interior. Another has a car which will do something, animated by hydraulic jacks, up and down at the driver's command. If an owner is particularly affluent, he may have both. But most have to make a hard choice, a paint job or jacks, poetry or motion. How much does all that cost?
This is all brand new, so that's about $700, all brand new, without batteries and without labor.
So a big decision whether you buy a paint job or the jacks, right?
There you go. Sure enough.
How come you went for jacks?
Oh, good. You get tired. Last summer I was getting burned by too many guys just coming up and just dropping them all the way down, and you just sit there, your car doesn't do nothing. Paint job or nothing, man. Hydraulics makes it.
You proud of this car?
Hey, 90 pounds. I'll die for my car. It's my life. Other than my wife and kids. I got a wife and 5 beautiful kids. I did 4 tours of Vietnam. I was in the Marine Corps for 2 years. Also in the Army for 2 years. I rate the Congressional Medal of Honor and 14 other medals with it. And I'm still a lowrider, baby. I was born a lowrider and I'm going to die a lowrider.
In this world, Rachel Flores moves easily between both sides, known by the cops who work the street and keep the lowriders moving, and known by the lowriders, the car clubs which she has tried to organize into a political force. Rachel Flores, however, is not what you would ordinarily call a political leader. By and large, her activities and her thoughts are leading to something for herself. The cruiser, the car she wants to have.
What I'm looking for right now, in fact, what I've seen is a 76 Grand Prix, and it's stock. It's got crushed velvet already. It's not the crushed velvet that people are putting into the cars, but it's nice. And just to make it look nice, you know, I was going to have a T-top put in, because right now that's what a lot of people are having put in, are T-tops, even though they're kind of going out. And I've noticed there are a couple of cars coming out with Hollywood tops. And then If I was to get that Grand Prix, I'd have the T-top put in with the deep true spoke rims with BF Goodrich Radial TA50s.
Nonetheless, in San Jose, lowriders have become politics. This is an aide to a San Jose city councilman who is running for mayor. He asked for this meeting with Rachel Flores and Mary Gonzalez. He wants his candidate to do the right thing for lowriders. They vote, or they can vote if they want to. There is no immediate solution to the lowriders' problems, certainly not at this meeting. The candidate has no answers, and truthfully, neither do Rachel nor Mary. Right now in San Jose, the lowrider capital of the world, the situation is simple. The lowriders just have to keep moving. This is John Gibson, on the go in San Jose.